Hey everyone, welcome to Westar Tarot. It's Liz, and today I'm doing a video response to Nova Luna Tarot, and they did a great tag on top 10 prettiest decks. And it can be, any combination you want, tarot and or oracle. And I kind of split it in half. And so it's not like your deepest decks, your most esoteric decks, your favorite decks, the decks you get the best readings from, your most used decks, your most loved decks. It's prettiest decks. So I went through and picked out what I thought were my prettiest decks. And as I said, it's pretty much divided right up the middle. So I'm going to start with my oracle decks. And the first one I came up with is this one, Forces, Flora, and Fauna. This is by Colleen Hardy. She also did the Hardy Tarot. And this is a beautiful deck. And as the title implies, it is, animals, plants, and forces, so like thunder, lightning, ocean. And I just think this is, so we see the lightning. I just think Aurora Borealis, this is just a beautiful deck. It has wonderful colors. As a plant person, I love the beautiful plants that are represented. I love the animals that Colleen has chosen. This, I think, is really one of my favorite all-time cards. It is gorgeous. The artwork is stunning. I love reading with it. It's just a beautiful deck. Well, I guess I'm supposed to say it's a pretty deck, right? Yeah. I just love this deck. I've had it for a while, and I don't really see people use it that much. And I don't really see people using her Colleen's Tarot that much either. So next up is Secrets of the Mystic Grove, and this is the artwork of Mary Elaine Thomas. So it's pre-existing art. And when I first got this deck, I was a little put out because there was absolutely no inclusivity or diversity, and I was kind of, U.S. Games. I was a little put out by U.S. Games, but then I realized it was pre-existing art. So they just took the artwork from this artist and, made it into an oracle deck. It's just, it's so pretty. And it's whimsical and mystical, and it has animals, plants, people. Did I pick a card with the, it's got women with birds in their hair. Let me see. I wish I had picked out one of the ones. There's there we go. People, birds and birds' nests in their hair. This one has a cat in her head. It's just, but it's pretty, right? It's whimsical, but the artwork is pretty. The colors are pretty. I love the flowers and things sprouting out of people's heads. Anyway, that is the mystical Secrets of the Mystic Grove, oracle. And the artwork again is Mary Elaine Thomas. Next up is my most recent oracle deck, one of them anyway, by Jane Bridson, Wisdom of the Cailleach. I don't know how to say it, and I'm not Irish or Scottish, so I don't have that Gaelic pronunciation, so please bear with me. But I think this is a really pretty deck too. It's got, I love the crones. It's all crones. So of course, as a crone myself, I enjoy being represented. But I think it's a really, really pretty deck. It's small. I think it's like 36 cards. But really quite lovely. Yeah. Really a pretty deck. So there you go. Next up is this one at Mass Market, the Lantern Oracle. This is, I think, Blue Angel. Is it Blue Angel? Yeah, Blue Angel. And it's Angelina Mirabito did the guidebook, and Yuli Alejo does the artwork. And it's really lovely. I have a video that I did a whole video on this deck. It's really pretty. The concept behind this deck is instead of maiden, mother, crone, there's maiden, mother, guardian, crone. And I really like that concept of adding a fourth age group into the Trinity, so making it a quartet. And I know in my women's circle that many of us, when we sort of were feeling like we weren't in the mother group anymore, but we weren't really ready to be croning, and we didn't think of ourselves quite as crones yet, we said we added a fourth group, and we called it the queens. So we did mother, maiden, queen, crone. But I like the concept of guardian. My complaint about this deck is I love the crone representation and the maidens and the mothers, but the guardians, which would be somewhere between, I'd say, what, 45 and 65? I don't know. They look 25. So I wish that the guardians looked a little bit older. That's my criticism of that deck, but, you know, nobody's perfect. My fifth prettiest oracle, these are not in any order. This might actually be my top one if I had to choose. This is the Morning Calm Oracle by Sayo Kelleher. I love, love, love this deck. It's, look at the backs, gorgeous. I haven't used this that much recently, but I absolutely think it is really a pretty, pretty deck. I love the artwork. I love the keywords. It's really beautiful. Sayo did a lovely job. It's just lovely. It's just really pretty. I just enjoy this deck so much. It definitely is one of my top decks. But I'm going to call it one of my top 10 prettiest decks. So those are the oracle decks. Top 10 prettiest oracle decks. Now I'm going to go over to tarot. Just going to put the covers on some of these decks so they don't go blowing away. And I had one, so I was, when Nova Luna was doing the video, I was thinking to myself what some of the decks I would pick out would be. And this is a deck that I thought of, and this is one that Nova Luna also included in her top 10 decks. And this is the Star Tarot by Kathy McClellan. I think this is beautiful. This is the second edition with the borderless and the matte cardstock. It's so pretty. It's just really stunning. And Kathy took over 10 years to paint these. These are full out painted oil pictures, and I think they're like 8 by 10 or something. They're really big. I'm not remembering exactly, so don't hold me to it, but they're really big. And as I said, she took 10 years to create the artwork for this. So here we have, it's just pretty. I just love it. I look at it and it just makes me happy, this artwork. Oh, I love that 10 of Wands. Some of them, you can see some of it is Thoth-based. Some of it is a little Rider-Waite-Smith, and some of it is its own system. So that's, that is one of my favorite Six of Swords ever. And the Six of Swords is one of my favorite cards. It's one I always look at when I get a new deck or when I'm thinking of buying a deck. So that is the Star Tarot by Kathy McClellan, and that was the one deck that Nova Luna and I had in common. Next up is another one that I think is really, really pretty, and that is the Super Lunaris tarot. I just think it's so, so pretty. Gorgeous colors. Another beautiful Six of Swords. Love that Six of Swords. Beautiful Three of Cups. Queen of Cups. Oh. It's inclusive. It's, you know, there's older people, younger people. There's just all kinds of folks in this deck, which I really appreciate. Look at that Empress. Stunning. And that golden sky. Oh, I love it. Love this High Priestess. I really like when the High Priestess is a crone or in a guardian age. I think that makes more sense. Beautiful, beautiful deck. So, so pretty. So that is the Super Lunaris deck. A really pretty deck. Another one that I think is really pretty is this one, the Herb Crafters. And I don't use this deck a lot, and I don't use it as a tarot. The artwork is by Joanna Powell Colbert, who, as you probably know, did the Gaian Tarot, and Letitia Guthrie did the guidebook. And the Gaian Tarot is one of my all-time favorite decks, most used, most loved. But this one I picked as one of my prettiest decks. You know, I am an herbalist, and so I appreciate, in fact, can you see my hands? I just was gardening before I did this, so please excuse my dirty fingernails. This is just so, so pretty. Joanna did a beautiful job on this artwork. And I think she's working on an oracle right now. I may be wrong, but I think so. Look at how beautiful the colors and the plants are, just incredible. So pretty. As I started to say, I use this deck more as an oracle than as a tarot, even though it is in fact a tarot. It's so lovely for this time of year, because this is what my yard looks like. Well, not quite as pretty as this, but you know, I've got plants, flowers, everybody coming up, blooming everywhere. So that is the Herb Crafter Tarot. And excuse me while I take a sip of water, but man, it is warm here. The humidity is killer. It's like almost 90% humidity. Next up is the Shimmering Veal, and this is by Scylla Conway. And this is not my usual style. I usually go for a little bit more literal deck than this one. But let's see, this is really a pretty deck. The artwork is stunningly pretty. And you can see it's a bit different than any of the other decks that I've shown. It's a little bit more abstract. Look at that. Three of Swords. Well, clouds. Really, really beautiful. So pretty. Yeah, I pulled the Six of Swords out again. It really is one of my favorites. Oh, so pretty. Queen of Wands. It's just lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Isn't this a fun video, though, to go through and pick out all these pretty tarot decks? I mean, I have to say I'm a sucker for a pretty tarot deck, and sometimes I buy decks that are pretty and then I don't really use them that much. All of these I do use quite a bit. Next up is Wee Moon I got this the end of last year, so the end of 2022, and I am a huge Wee Moon calendar fan. I have their planner that I've been gifted by my sister every year for well over 20 years, and this is artwork from the 40-year history of Wee Moon. I love that. Oh. Ace of Earth, all one. Look at that, so pretty. And I love this one, the Great Mother for the Empress. It's just such a pretty deck. I keep saying that, but I guess I will be saying it because that's the tag, pretty decks. So I'm just gonna stick with that adjective. I just love this deck. It touches my heart. So not only is this one of my prettiest decks, but it's a heart-touching, soulful deck that speaks to my history and my love of feminist art. Look at that, so pretty. So that is Wee Moon, and that is the 5th tarot. So I have an honorable mention. This is a deck that I just got a couple days ago, and I thought, oh, you know what the heck, I'm going to put it in as an honorable mention, because I had picked all these decks out actually before this deck came in. It's The Raven's Dream by MJ Cullinane, her most recent deck. And I have to say, she knocked it out of the park on this one. She has a new cardstock, and her old cardstock was so slippery. It drove me crazy. I mean, I liked it. It was very easy to shuffle, but it would slide around the table when I was trying to read with it. And this is more of that velvety rose petal, but not too, it's perfect. It's slidey, but not too slidey. Look at how pretty this deck is. So this is my honorable mention. Again, MJ Cullinane. Beautiful, really pretty deck. And I did my first draw with it this morning, and my goodness, it was powerful. So not only is it pretty, but it's also powerful. So these are my top 10 prettiest decks with an honorable mention for The Raven's Dream. Please consider doing this tag yourself. As I said, it started with Nova Luna, and so check their video out, and let me know in the comments what you think of these decks and what are your prettiest decks. Blessings to you as the summer wanes.